advisory and financial planning services are offered through Simplicity Wealth LLC and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. SEC registration does not constitute nor endorse of the firm, nor does it indicate that the advisor has attained a particular level of skill nor ability. Investing involves risk of loss. Insurance, consulting, and education services offered through Diamond Life Planning is a separate and unaffiliated entity from Simplicity Wealth. This information is provided as a general information that is not intended to be specific financial guidance. Before you make any decisions regarding your personal financial situation, you should consult a financial or tax professional to discuss your individual circumstances and objectives.
Welcome to the Rock My Finances show on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV, where we put the fun in finance. Join Powerhouse Jennifer Joseph, CDFA, CMC, and Private Wealth Advisor, as she collaborates with you to create clarity, control, and confidence with your money, your way. It's not about the zeros, so what is it all about? Let's find out. Now here's your host and weekly friend, Jennifer Joseph.
Sorry, Jennifer, you're on mute.
Welcome back to Rock My Finances. This is an amazing series, Money Manifesting series, and we are in chapter 5. So welcome. Glad you're here. I love this series because I've been working for decades with people around money, and I still get these questions. And I've worked with people for over 10, 15 years, and then they'll still come back and ask me these type of questions. So I think this is going to be beneficial for everyone. So why doesn't more money make us feel better? Great question, right? We all want more. Well, I will feel better when I make more money. I will feel better when I'm out of debt. I will feel better when I can save more money. I will finally feel stable when my retirement is full. I will finally feel so much happier when I can retire. All these questions, right? But what happens when more money comes in? And then you notice you really don't feel much different. Now, I'm not talking about poverty level of money. We all have to have our shelter, our food, our housing, our food, our medical, transportation, all that has to be taken care of. So basically, if you're making over maybe say $85,000 a year, this is for you, because if you're making under that, you're probably still feeling pretty stuck and broken. And I can totally understand that, especially in the United States. Now, I've lived in the wealthiest places, Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, Black Hawk, and Northern California. So I get San Diego, very, very expensive. So I get how that is. However, if you're making enough to make ends meet, it never feels like enough. So we keep wanting more money, and then we get that raise. And instead of 83,000, now we're making 125,000. Then we're making 150,000. Then we're making 200,000. We still feel the same way as we did when we were making 80,000. So why is that? Let's unpack that today. Like, we think we're going to feel better, and then the stress comes right back to us. We always spend what we make. That's why good habits to get into from the very get-go: save a certain amount of money, no matter how much you make. I know we always say we'll save more when we make more. No, we won't. You have to start those strategies now. Like, always save 5% or always save 10% of whatever you make for a future. I usually teach in my coaching business. I teach a couple different buckets. We always have to have a fun bucket. We might want a travel bucket and a retirement bucket. I don't like the word retirement because a lot of us really aren't going to retire for a long time. So I just say future bucket, or I call it the financial independence bucket, because once we have enough money in the financial independence bucket and it's making money, say interest or rate of return or something, and that covers all of our bills, guess what, y'all? We are financially free when our money's making money, so we don't have to work. That's the goal, right? Okay. So the truth is, making more money does not automatically create relief. It amplifies the state that you're in. Now, if you're making gobs of more money, it could feel amazing. You could double your income in 1 year, pay off all your debt, buy a house, all that fun stuff. You're going to feel a little different. However, A lot of people come back to me and say, but it just came back again the next year, the next thing, it just happened again. So this is where we're going to dive a little deeper, because for many women, it's not just about the money. It is about what the money represents. Money represents safety for women. Money represents security. It represents freedom. It represents being taken care of. It represents being valued. If we have a job and we have a nice income from that job, we feel valued. If we're getting paid less than we think we should, we are not feeling valued. So money always equates to different feelings underneath everything. So that's why, and any of these feelings actually could have arisen growing up. So not just now, but in our childhood. Inconsistent money in our childhood. It could be tied to stress. Money could be tied to stress. The money just doesn't feel like money. It always brings up our emotions and brings up past experiences that we've gone through. Money is emotional. It just is. We have a relationship with money. And this is what the financial sector is missing out on, which is why I'm here, because I want everyone to know that you can have the best rate of return. You can have the best financial plan, the best job, the best boss, the best coworkers, and you could still be worried about your zeros. So please don't beat yourself up, but let's fix it. It's not about the zeros. It's how you feel about holding the zeros. Now, let me share with you as well. We all have a money temperature. And yes, we started this money temperature growing up. Our household, when we grew up with money, we have a higher temperature of money. When we did not grow up with money, we have a lower temperature of money. That temperature is like a balance. So I always have everyone, when they come to me first time, I want to know what their magic number is that they want in their savings account, that they keep in their checking and savings, that they have access to the entire time. Everyone's magic number is different. It might be $5,000 to just cover the mortgage and some household bills. Then it might be $10,000 because they have a bigger house, more cars. It might be $20,000 because $10,000's gone monthly. It might be $30,000. Like, everyone is a little bit different on their magic number to make them feel safe and secure and in control of their finances. So when we say, I'll feel better when I have more money, what we're really saying is, I'll feel safer. I'll feel more secure. I'll feel more in control. I'll finally be able to relax. That's a tough one, because that means that you're stressed out most of the time. Here's the truth, y'all. If those feelings weren't there before the money, they're not going to arise because of the zeros. Dun, dun, dun. Let me say that again. If those feelings are not there before the money, money does not automatically create them. I promise you, it does not. It might give you a short burst of relief, but it's not going to be long lasting, because it's your relationship with money that doesn't change just because the number changes. Let me say that again. Your relationship with money does not change just because the numbers change. So you bring the same relationship to money no matter how many zeros are in the bank. That's how I've been a financial advisor for a long time. And then I realized I kept meeting with different people, and a lot of women. I can sit there and give them an amazing financial plan. They're never going to run out of money. They could even spend so much more than they thought they can spend. And they're still just as stressed as the people that are barely making it. And so I'm like, okay, it's not about the zeros. It's really about how we feel about the zeros, how we feel worthy of that money, how we feel what the zeros are going to accomplish for us. So if money felt stressful before all those extra zeros, it can still feel stressful even with more money. If money felt uncertain before, it can still feel uncertain with more money. If money felt pressure, it could still feel more pressure with more money. And this is where it's not about the zeros really comes in, because we've been taught to believe more money equals better feeling. More money equals joy. More money. I mean, look at all the commercials. You driving on that car and you're going to have a love life now, right? You buy this and you're going to be healthy. Like, all this commercial retail stuff that we see it equals more stuff and more money to buy stuff makes us happier. Not true. But what actually creates a better feeling is your state, your emotions, your feelings create that feeling of security and well-being. Your sense of safety is how you feel. It's your state of mind. It's how you're feeling in your emotions. Your sense of trust in yourself, how you feel about trusting yourself and your self-decisions. Your ability to feel in control is huge, way before the zeros come. For a lot of women, this is where old patterns show up, not because anything's wrong with you, not by any means at all. It's because you've been carrying things like needing to be careful. Did you need to be careful in childhood? Could you not say what you thought? Did you not have a think? Do you not have a voice? Did you need to be careful walking on eggshells around the house? Did we always want to make the man of the house happy? Did you raise in a single parent household so you didn't want to put any more stress on that parent? Did you always need to get it right, to get it perfect? That was me. I was a total perfection. Not wanting to mess it up. Never wanting to make mistakes, meaning you're not going to do a lot of things because you don't want to try something new in case you would not do it perfectly or you would mess it up. Feeling responsible for everyone else. Trying money to stress or survival. Tying money to stress or survival. So does money equate to your whole childhood survival? Did parents stress out about money and did they walk around, we're broke? Did that stress you out? We're going to be homeless. There's little comments that parents can make. They're not meaning to do that, but they can make little comments like, oh my gosh, this month is going to be tight. No. And we take that on as children. And those patterns do not disappear just because money increases. That is embedded in our subconscious. That's in our body. That's in our money muscle. That is in our emotions. They just come with us in a relationship. Just like when we had an ex-boyfriend in high school or an ex-girlfriend in high school, that relationship comes with you in all your relationships, right? Same thing with money. So instead of asking, how do I make more money so that I can feel better? The better question is going to be, how do I feel better with money now so that more money actually feels good when it comes? How do I feel better with more money now so more money feels really good when it actually comes? Because your emotions shift first. Then more money becomes easier to manage, easier to keep, easier to grow, and most importantly, easier to enjoy and have fun with. And it's, again, the F word. We got to have fun with money, y'all. That's why we want to have it. And this is where everything we've talked about comes together. So you use the diamond reset. This is, what are we in chapter? I can't remember. 5, 6, I don't know. But yeah, 5. So I want you to be able to go back to the other chapters and understand what the diamond reset is to calm your body. We are going to stop, breathe, feel our body, and shift our body into something better on the emotional scale. Wherever we're at, we're going to shift it up. So using the diamond method, we're going to gently move our thinking over time, and we're going to build our diamond life 3 C's, which is clarity, control, and confidence. I want you confident around your money. And that's what actually makes money feel better. So we can do that now. We do not have to wait for zeros. It's not about the net amount. It is about the relationship. So if you're ready, feeling calmer, clear, and in control, the more money will feel amazing. I'm telling you, amazing. A couple years ago, I doubled my income, just came out of the blue. It was awesome. It felt so great. And if you're feeling stressed around money and overwhelmed or pressured, more money often just gives you more to think about, more to manage, and more money to worry about. So here's a little game. If I were to, you all have your money journal out, right? So my nose is so itchy today. Okay. We're going to take this exercise and we'll write it in our money journal. So you open up the door. I want you to write down your very first thoughts after this little story. You open up the door and there's a great big treasure chest and it's full of money for you. Diamonds, gold, just full of money. And on the top, it says, "This is yours, all yours to keep. Taxes are already paid. This was all legal. It's all yours. Enjoy and have fun. From the universe or wherever you want it to be from. Write down right now what your first thought is. This is a big deal because this is where your nervous system gets attached. This is where it stands up to show you what's happening. Write down the second thought. Write down the third thought. So now I've played this game in my workshops a lot, right? And so I've had everything from, oh my God, grab that money, get it in the house. They're scared to death someone's going to take it now. They're scared it's illegal. It just brings up so much stress for them. Now they don't know what to do. Money equals worry to them. I have other people that are like, awesome, bring it in, start counting it, start buying stuff, enjoying it. Then I have another sector that brings it in, calls a security guard to come over, helps them take it to the bank. Like they start getting in action to be secure and safety and happy the entire time. So everyone does this very differently. But what I want you to do is write down your first and second and third thought. That's where your work is. Because if you weren't happy about free money that was completely legal and tax-free and it's all yours, and money could buy whatever you were worried about, that's where our work is. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Your body is constantly asking one thing: am I safe? So if you got that treasure chest at that door and you started worrying about someone taking it, you do not feel safe with money. So you want to get that money in the bank as soon as possible, but you're probably not going to trust the bank. I have a client that doesn't trust anybody or anything. So she's always checking so much and always thinking of the negative and always thinking of how can I get hurt with this on everything. It's her first go-to lens that she pushes everything through, or she filters everything through. Is that you? Do you do that? Do you filter everything through, I'm not as safe? Someone's going to try to take this. Someone's taking advantage of me. I'm not going to be able to speak my mind, whatever it is. If money feels stressful and uncertain and overwhelming, your system doesn't associate money with safety. So that means when we have more money, we're just going to be more stressed, more uncertain. We're going to feel way more overwhelmed when we have more money. In fact, I've even heard clients tell me, I don't even want any more money because it would be way too much to deal with. That's why you have financial advisors, y'all, because we handle all the money. You bring me all the money and we handle it for you. We help you with your monthly budget, whatever you might need, your spending plan, and then we take care of the rest for you. And people tell me, what would I do with that? What would you do with that? I'm like, you make that money. I got buckets up the yin yang, man. I can find you buckets to put money in all day long. Diversification, all that great stuff. So you get to do the personal work first to feel safe and secure before the money comes. If you have money that equates with pressure, now you have to keep up with the Joneses, or you got to buy the right cars or the right houses or the right whatever. That's just going to be more pressure to you when you make the money. You're not going to know what to buy or how to spend it. Again, financial advisor will help you. So when you have more of it, your body doesn't relax. It tightens up. It starts scanning everything that could have gone wrong. Same thing in relationships. If you're that way with money, you're that way with relationships as well. So you're always looking for something to go wrong. We could be looking for what needs to be done now, what needs to be fixed now. Instead of just enjoying that treasure chest of money, you're worried about what's next. And that's why more money doesn't always feel better. So this is really important to understand. Most people try to fix this by chasing more money, more income, more savings, more strategies, a different person, another financial advisor. But the internal state does not change. The feelings do not change. So instead of asking, how do I make more money? I want you to ask, how do I feel with the money I have right now? Do I feel calm? Do I feel in control? Or do I feel out of control, overwhelm, and pressure? Because the feeling is what will scale. And this is where alignment comes back in. Alignment is when your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions are all working together that feels really, really steady and clear in your body. It does not mean everything's perfect, never everything perfect, but it does mean you're not operating from panic and if you're not in alignment, that's okay. We dip in and out of alignment all the time. You don't want to force it. You just want to know that it's more fun when you can shift back into alignment. This is where all your tools come in. We want to use the diamond reset. When you feel pressure, stop, breathe, feel, and then shift into one emotion higher on the scale. We want to remind your body it's safe to slow down. Then we want to use the diamond shift method and ask yourself, wouldn't it be nice if I felt more ease with money? If that feels real good, then you start with, I'm starting to feel a little bit more calm about this and money. If that feels good, then we're going to anchor it in more. Isn't it nice that I am learning how to handle this? So we want to start with, wouldn't it be nice if I'm starting to feel, and it's nice that I am. So we want to shift into those 3 sentences slowly. Once we can anchor this in, it's nice that I am feeling really good about all the money I have, and I'm looking forward to more. That might be your new mantra. When you're not forcing a new belief, you're building and creating a new belief. So as your state changes, your relationship with money changes. You stop reacting, you start responding. You feel more steady. And that's where all the Diamond Life 3 C's begin to form. Because when you feel calmer, you think more clearly, and clarity brings you control. Control brings you confidence. I want you all to be able to have the 3 C's to live your diamond life, which means financial freedom, joy, love, all the great things that you can ever imagine. So I hope you enjoyed this chapter. Stick around for the next chapter. And I want you all to be able to say, I rock my finances.
We appreciate you joining us today, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rock My Finances YouTube channel for more engagement and bonus content. Tell me, what is your money story? Let's find out with Jennifer right here on K4HD Radio and Talk4TV. It's not about the zero, it's about the F word, feelings. Feelings Jennifer can't wait to explore with you next week. Until then, let's all say, I rock my finances.